In March, Judge Song Sang-hyun was re-elected as the president of the International Criminal Court.
I solemnly undertake that I will perform my duties and exercise my powers as a judge of the International Criminal Court.
Since becoming the first Korean to head the ICC in 2009, Judge Song has worked tirelessly to bring justice and peace to the world. For our person of the day today, it is quite the honor for me to say hello to someone who is the current president of UNICEF Korea, who is the current president of the International Criminal Court, the Honorable Judge Song Sang-hyun. Thank you very much for joining us today. Sir, it's a real pleasure for me to speak with you.
Thank you.
Well, I think for a lot of people, the International Criminal Court might be a term that they've heard before. What happens there? So maybe you could give us an idea, maybe a mission statement.
The ICC is a permanent international court established to investigate, prosecute, and try individuals accused of committing the most serious crimes of concern to the international community as a whole. We, the mankind, agreed that out of the tens of thousands of crimes that exist and happen in everyday life, those 4 crimes, war crime, genocide, and crimes against humanity and aggression crime, so horrible that these 4 crimes must be the common concern of the entire international community. Mm-hmm. Therefore, we should create some supranational judicial body that should properly handle these crimes to ensure accountability and to send a powerful signal to the would-be perpetrators of these horrendous crimes. And there are currently 7 country situations under investigation and prosecution before the ICC, and there are more than a dozen actual cases at various stages of criminal proceedings. And in March this year, for the first time, ICC rendered a guilty verdict to a rebel leader of the Democratic Republic of the Congo for conscripting and enlisting child soldiers and putting them in hostilities.
You're the first Korean person to ever be elected president of the ICC. On a personal level, what does that mean for you?
Well, it is a great honor for me to be given this rare opportunity to serve for the international criminal justice system. I am a part of the international system that ensure accountability and peace through justice.
Well, let's switch gears if we could, and let's talk about UNICEF. You're also the president of UNICEF Korea. Must be challenging, I can imagine, to wear both of those hats, the president of the International Criminal Court and the president of UNICEF Korea. I imagine that you're busy enough with the International Criminal Court. Why is it something that you wanted to take on?
I've been a ICC judge since 2003, but I've been working for the UNICEF for the past 20 years, whereas my wife is a lifetime Red Cross person. In my family, my wife and I all agreed to do some service for the common good, and she chose the Red Cross, I chose UNICEF. I did find some connections between the ICC activities and the UNICEF programs.
Interesting.
For example, UNICEF is essentially committed to achieve protection of children in terms of education, in terms of nutritional aid, in terms of provision of public health, and so on and so forth. For the ICC, the main part of the ICC's activities could be described as protection of children and women. And in the larger context, victim protection is an integral part of the ICC's activities.
What's the most current pressing issue for UNICEF, either UNICEF internationally speaking or here in Korea?
In many of the least developed countries, little girls are easily and most frequently excluded from the benefit of even the elementary education. So in my view, this kind of program, educational program with an emphasis on little girls, should be emphasized, and that will be one of my main programs hereinafter.
For the remainder of this year. Well, sir, again, it was an absolute honor for us to have you here in the studio today. I'm sure an honor for our listeners, our viewers, to be able to hear the thoughts and opinions of the President of the International Criminal Court, as well as the President of UNICEF here in Korea, the Honorable Judge Song Sang-hyun. Sir, thank you very much for being a part of our program.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure to meet you, sir.